Okay, everybody, it's Bankai 922. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a day late, but it's Dorohedoro time. Let's go. Okay, so this is episode 5, Meeting in the Ring. Now, Mappa does it very strangely with the content of the manga of Dorohedoro. They mix and match scenes. Some scenes are cut out. Like, there's a scene with Nikaido and Kaiman and what's her face, and I guess two goons spot them and they have a fight. I think that was cut out. Now, if we're going on canon material, we are at volume 10. So, without getting too much into spoiler territory, if this is episode 5, and let me just count here, go down. Okay. This is going to be 11 episodes. I can tell you right now, if we're at that volume 10, and there's 11 episodes, and we are only up to 5 episodes, holy shit! The shit that's coming down the pipe. I think that probably what's going to happen, they'll probably get through volumes 11 and 12. I'm not sure if we're going to get knee-deep at 13 and 14. I would like that to happen, but I'm not sure. But let's get into this episode. So basically, this episode is structured in 2 ways. Meeting in the Rain has to do with Professor Kasakabe and the reveal of the Cross-Eye boss. The Cross-Eye is his boss. Now, the boss, Dorohedoro, these, by the way, this is a shirt I wear. It's the demons, the devils. Anyway, Kasakabe saw a statue in the hut when they were fighting the Cross-Eyes. And that statue was of the Cross-Eyed boss. Now, the boss is this kid named Ai, who Kasakabe met earlier on in life when he wasn't short. He was tall, he was muscular, and he was a doctor, and he was experimenting on sorcerers. Now, what happens in this interaction is they attempt to get this sorcerer who had his body was dumped in this lake, this disgusting lake in the hole that's filled with sewage, dead sorcerers, and stagnant water. Keep this in your mind, this situation, because without going into too much spoiler territory, it has reference later in the series. Anyway, so I rescues this guy who's pretty much dead. The corrosiveness of the lake like melts your skin. So basically, in his last moments of life, I basically tells Kasakabe to turn him into, you guessed it, a sorcerer. And he does. Now, unfortunately, this does not last because, as Kasakabe explains in this flashback, a day later, Ai's body is found. Now, I figure we start with this because there's really not a lot that happens in this episode. This episode is broken up into I would say 3 sections. Kasakabe with his flashback and him with Noi and Shin, and he ends up going back to the sorcerer's world. There's the section about Ebisu, which gets crazy. And then there's the section with Kaiman Nakaido and the girl's name I keep forgetting. I apologize. I forget this girl's name like half the time. My apologies. The frick is her name? Oh God. I don't know her name. Oh crap. I apologize. Oh, Natsuki. So yeah, Kaiman, Nakaido, and Natsuki. And this scene also is juxtaposed because basically they are in the inn that the cross-eye members are working at. They're like making sushi dishes and whatnot. So, like I said, that's what we get from the dream, the flashback of Kasakabe. He goes with Noi and Shin. He wants to find Ai because he believes he's still alive. Now, Shin basically reminds him, "Hey, listen, well, we're gonna kill this guy because he's the cross-eyed boss." Now, that goes on that pathway. It's a short scene. Really, there's not much to say about that scene. After that, we get Ebisu. This shit was bonkers. Holy shit! When I was reading it, I remember certain scenes. And I was like, oh, frick, I forgot about that. So, logistically speaking, what happens is Ebisu and Fujita is with her. They go to this club, and she tells this guy to keep Fujita away from her. She eventually goes to her house, and she finds out that doppelganger. Her parents made a doppelganger of herself because they missed her. But this was sick. Oh shit! They show this scene where her parents go meet this sorcerer who has this is so fucked. He has a toothpaste tube from his head up. And he says to them that he can, do this, but it's very expensive because every time he does this thing that he's about to do, it shaves off part of his life. I forgot this happened in the manga. I think it happened some point in volume 10 or 11. It is disgusting. There's nothing worthy to look at this. He tells them, squeeze the tube. I literally, out of the tube comes a full skeleton, flesh, and skin. The gore, I am very impressed with MAPPA. I can't say this any more than the more I have. I keep bringing it up. But I'm very impressed. They are not wussing out with the gore. Thank you. So we get that scene. Horrific. And Ebisu's basically running away from her doppelganger. And her nanny, who's there, gets killed. And she leaves to get the black smoke that she has. And I'm not sure if she got turned into, but a velociraptor comes out of her room and completely annihilates and bites and tears at the doppelganger. The doppelganger gets killed. So I believe that was the whole spiel with Ebisu. And the last part of this episode is basically Kaiman with Nakaido and Natsuki with the cross eyes. The cross eyes look at Kaiman and they feel like they recognize him. Now, the rest of the episode, we have them having good times. They're in the manga pool. Magma? I said manga. Magma pool. And they're having a good time. Everything's fine. Until we get to the... Now, there's a scene where, they're drinking. Natsuki kind of kisses Kaiman. For a split second, Nakaido sees Kaiman and his face changes. Now, there is a confusing. This is very confusing. It's very confusing because Kaiman before he became Lizard Head Man, he was somebody else. Now, the face you see before it goes right back to Kaiman's actual face is supposed to be. Now, I think I can at least give you guys this insight. Ayakawa. Ayakawa is the friend, the guy who went to the magic school in Zagan with Risu. There's a bigger story behind that, though. She sees the face, it goes back to normal, and then at the end of the episode, she says this is the last time she ever talks to Kaiman. Now, this has to do with what's going to be happening soon, give or take a few. Now, overall, I liked the episode. The gore was there, everything was good. The way they're doing the material is a little wanky because they're doing scenes here, scenes there, scenes there. It's like it's here and there. It's almost like a jigsaw puzzle with Mappa. They're jigsawing, puzzling the scenes here and there, but it's fine. But more or less, we're in the middle of Volume 10. Now, when we get to 11, shit gets real. Really real. Because this is my personal opinion, Dorohedoro completely changes the story from Volume 11 onward. Because now it becomes a completely different beast. It becomes a completely different story. And you're like, what the frick's going on? Now, third episode. I liked what they did. I thought it was done very well. The animation was solid once again. They did what they needed to do. And now we're going forward to what is going to happen in Volume 11. So, I like what's going on. I do. I really do like how they're handling it. And I wonder how many more seasons we're going to get. Because if this ends on Volume 12 or 14, then I can see there being maybe one more season? Maybe two? Or maybe like 1.5 or so. Actually, no, two. 2 seasons at least. So we'll probably get like season 4. I think season 4 would probably be the final. But I like what's going on. I liked what was done in this episode. I just love the gore. Oh man, anytime there's gore involved with the magic, it's just like, holy shit. I mean, Ebisu and doppelganger, and she doesn't. She's freaked in the head. And then Velociraptor. That's great. I love that shit. But that's all I got for you guys. Bankai Night Toy 2. 9 out of 10 for this one. I'm probably going to rate these pretty high. These episode reviews for Dorohedoro. I love the shit out of this show. I love the art style. I love the grittiness. I love the violence. I love the characters. There's not a lot I can nitpick with this series. There's one thing, but it has to do with later in the series. Because it gets very, 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 very confusing. But we will see until then. This is Manga 922. Dorohedoro is the best too. I'll see you guys later. Peace.